A warm welcome to the Galaxy 2021-2022. I, Shaurya take immense pleasure to take you to the life journey of a king who lived for the people, a fighter who fought against the injustice and for the well-being of the people, a leader who denied the life living like a slave and formed one of the prestigious empires in the world, the Maratha Empire. In this galaxy, we are going to give you the insights of the great Maratha warrior, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
चीता मृग झुंड पर भूषण में तुंड पर जैसे मृगराज है।
तेजतम अंश पर कन्हजमी कंस पर धूमलिच्छ वंश पर शेर शिवराज है।
जय भवानी जय भवानी जय शिवाजी जय शिवाजी जय भवानी जय भवानी जय शिवाजी जय शिवाजी।
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was the Maratha warrior and the founder of the Maratha Empire in the Western India. He was the greatest warrior of his time, and even today he is hugely respected by the people in India and in other countries. He is considered as the valorous warrior who had the great administrative skills and innovative military tactics. With these great qualities as a leader and a king, he built a strong and massive Maratha empire.
Two men walked out of bungalow carrying huge baskets. Guards stopped the men and ordered them to open the basket covers. Inside there were a variety of sweets.
Wait, where are you going? What is there in this basket? Who is this for?
Don't we answer this question every day? Why do you doubt us? We are already burdened with so much work and you keep on interrogating every time.
Why are you being so rude? I just asked you a simple question and it's your duty to answer me.
To not only inside, each gets tired. We are toiling day and night and driving others to work. We are taking these sweets to distribute them in the holy man's city.
Alright, you may go. The soldier grunted and let them go. This was being a daily ritual. 2 large baskets filled with sweets would leave the house every day.
All because Shivaji Maharaj, the great Maratha leader, had taken ill, and holy men across the city were praying for its speedy recovery.
It had been a few months since Shivaji arrived Agra. The Marathas and the Mughals, who were constantly battling, had signed a treaty. This put an end to conflict between two sides, at least for the time being. Mirza Raja Jai Singh, the Mughal commander, had asked Shivaji to pay a visit in Mughal Badshah Aurangzeb in Agra.
Namaskar Maharaj. In my opinion, this is a trap. We can't trust Aurangzeb. He is a much maligned person. He is an unfaithful man. I doubt his intentions. I am sure he must be having dark motives, Maharaj.
You have a word. Don't worry, Maharaj. You will be honored like a king in the Mughal. I assure you. So Shivaji left for Agra with his young son Shivaji. When they reached the Darbar hall, Shivaji greeted the Badshah and then he was led to his place. This was in the 3rd row of noble. In those days, people were assigned in the court based on rank.
I was sure that I'd be treated like a king, and here I am, being made to stand here lesser nobles.
Everyone in the Darbar hall was shocked. No one dared to defy the Badshah the way Valiant Maratha had done.
How dare you detain this ungrateful Maratha right out of my eyes? I will teach him a lesson. He needs to pay homage and accept my hospitality. Shivaji was put up. No one was allowed in or out without thorough checks.
Shivaji had come to Agra with a small group of people. He was in hostile territory and he was outnumbered. Shivaji was suspicious about the conspiracy being hatched that the emperor wants to kill him and his son Sambhaji.
He was prepared to fight his way out, but he wanted to take care of his son Sambhaji safe. Also, he had to take care of the small band of men from Raigad who were accompanying.
Alright then, why have you held my men? I request you to set my men free and let them leave Agra peacefully. Well, if that is what the Prince of Raigad is begging for, I shall set them for free.
With his escorts gone, they would have kept a close watch on Shivaji, day in and day out. Shivaji's activities were under a close watch by the Mughal soldiers. Reports were sent to Badshah daily.
कुछ उपाय निकालना होगा इन मुगलों की चपेट से निकलने का। अब इस चुप्पी से काम नहीं चलेगा, कुछ तरकीब सोचनी पड़ेगी। इस तरह हाथ पे हाथ धरे नहीं बैठ सकते। इन मुगलों को मराठा की ताकत दिखानी पड़ेगी। जय भवानी।
The wise leader Shivaji spread the news that he had fallen ill. He wanted prayers to be held by Brahmins in Agra for his recovery. He started sending out large baskets of sweets to Brahmins in the city. It was these baskets that the guards were checking outside the house.
A few weeks passed. Eventually, the guards got so used to the baskets of sweets that while he went from his confinement, they would simply wave them out. This was the moment Shivaji was waiting for. He could gauge his strategy in success. One day, Sambhaji and he climbed into the baskets, which were then covered with sweets. As the men came to the door, carrying the two baskets, the guards waved them out and the men hurried out with the baskets. Once they had gone some distance, Shivaji and Sambhaji climbed out of the basket. Instead of taking the direct road to Raigad, they headed the opposite direction to the city of Mathura. Oh God! Shivaji is missing! He's gone with his son Sambhaji! God, where were you? We have to immediately inform Bash. What? How is it even possible? Wasn't he sick? What about our son? These Marathas are vicious. I could not believe. How could Shivaji elude such a security?
Maharaj, I had warned you. Keeping Shivaji alive wasn't a great idea. Shivaji is extremely a wise Maratha. He has left no stone unturned to prove the war. He has successful in making fool of her. He has smartly defeated her. What can we do now?
The Mughals started bickering over the escape of Shivaji and Sambhaji. They could not accept their defeat.
सिपाहियों, शिवाजी ज्यादा दूर नहीं गया होगा। सेनापति, हमारे सबसे बेहतरीन सिपाहियों को भेजो उसकी तलाश में।
Soldiers were sent after them. Alerts were sent along the road to Shivaji's capital to nab the two, but they couldn't find Shivaji on the road to Raigad.
On reaching Mathura, Shivaji left his son with some of his supporters in Mathura. He then dressed as a holy man and set out. A few weeks later, two holy men appeared, asking to see Jija.
Pranam! तुझ्यासाठी मी काय मिळवू शकते?
Shivaji removed his turban and put his head on her lap.
Shivaji gave a light flap on his mother's shoulder. Jijabai immediately realized that the holy man was none other than a son. Shivaji in disguise.
माझा शिवबा
माझा शिवबाला, कसे आहात तुम्ही? पोटात अन्नाचं कण तरी आहे का? या आईला काळजी वाटत आहे. शिवबांचे आणि संभाजींचे रक्षण कर भवानी आई, हेच मागणे आहे.
मासाहेब, आम्ही देवीच्या व तुमच्या आशीर्वादाने सुखरूप परत आलो. तुमचे प्रेम असेच आमच्यावर राहू द्या.
It was the 19th day of February in the year 1630. The sun was about to set when the drums in the fortress of Shivneri in Maharashtra proclaimed the news that a son was born to Jijabai and Shaji, who was destined to create history, named after the goddess of the fort Shiva and was called Shiva.
Jijabai was sure that this child born to her was the reincarnation of God himself. She wondered why she would dream of riding an elephant and not sway on a swing. Why do I have this urge for climbing mountains and gazing at forts, hoisting flags, wearing armor and going to battle?
ध्रुवा पाळणा पाळणा बाजी बाजीचा, ध्रुवा पाळणा पाळणा बाजी बाजीचा. चंद्रचा इंद्र शोभतो पुत्रचा उद्धार, चंद्रचा इंद्र शोभतो पुत्रचा उद्धार. ध्रुवा पाळणा पाळणा बाजी बाजीचा, ध्रुवा पाळणा पाळणा बाजी बाजीचा. Jijabai telling stories from the great epics of Mahabharata and Ramayana to Shivaji. गाईती ब्राह्मणाला गाजला डोळा, उंची अबड गाणं त्याच्या पायी गरवाळा. गाईती ब्राह्मणाला गाजला डोळा, उंची अबड गाणं त्याच्या पायी गरवाळा. माझं स्वरूप दोघी पण पावच गोपाळा, प्रेम बोलन राम लवकर नष्ट बाळा. माझं स्वरूप दोघी पण पावच गोपाळा, प्रेम बोलन राम लवकर नष्ट बाळा. कौशल्याचा संसार आणि शोभेचा, ध्रुवा पाळणा पाळणा बाळ शिवाजीचा, ध्रुवा पाळणा पाळणा बाळ शिवाजीचा. Shivaji and his friends mocked fighting using wooden swords. जो रे बाळा जो रे, जो रे बाळा जो रे. And Lord Krishna told Arjuna, even death in the cause of one's duty should be dear to a hero's heart.
What is my duty? To fight for a foreign king by the side of my father, or to fight for my people against the king?
Your duty lies in fighting for your people. Your father loves freedom not less than any other person, as he has been in the Sultan's service for so long that he would never go against it. घूम जाते सड़ जातो पड़े, दिशा सदैव भगवान पड़े.
and Shivaji and his family were finally set free. Shivaji escaped, make the Mughal emperor furious. Shivaji stepped his effort and regained the lost territories and declared himself as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the emperor. Bolo Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki jai!
प्रौढ प्रताप पुरंदर क्षत्रिय कुलावतंस सिंहासनाधीश्वर राजाधिराज छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज की
पहिली माझी ओवी ग माझ्या जिजा भवानीला जिन दिस दाखविला सोनियाचा. पहिली माझी ओवी ग माझ्या जिजा भवानीला जिन दिस दाखविला सोनियाचा. दुसरी माझी ओवी ग माझा शिवबाई केलं राज्य पृथ्वीचे करील बाळ माझा. दुसरी माझी ओवी ग माझा शिवबाई केलं राज्य पृथ्वीचे करील बाळ माझा.
सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषाः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा दन्तिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलम्.
मराठी मर्दानो ऐका ऐका मराठी मर्दानो ऐका ऐका मायल हे किन्नो ऐका ऐका चंद्र सूर्यानो बळत्या वाऱ्यानो रान किल्ल्यानो जी जी हे ऐका ऐका सात समुद्रानो जी जी ऐका ऐका सात समुद्रानो जी 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 जी
ऐका ऐका असली नवलाई किती जन्मात घडली नाही.
बादशाही पडे पायाशी जी जी छटाडावर नाचे शिवशाही जी जी
बादशाही पडे पायाशी जी जी छटाडावर नाचे शिवशाही जी. युगायुगाची पुण्याई
need a change in them.
Maharaj, we have an army of blacks. Why do we have to worry about the attacks from our petty enemies?
That is so stupid to even say. Maharaj, you are right. We need a change in our security policies.
Anyone here who has a way of keeping the forts more secure? Well, I have an idea. This moment onwards, no one shall enter the forts or exit the forts of Maratha Samrajya after sunset and before sunrise. The main door shall be guarded by the most able men.
Wow, Maharaj, that's a brilliant idea. This will really work in protecting our fort.
Yes, Maharaj. That is a way we can keep the fort safe from sparks. Why wait? Let's implement on an immediate basis.
सरर होलिका जले शत्रु राख में मिले हमने जब जब शमशीरें ताने है माए भवानी सनन आंधियां उठे शत्रु जड़ से ही मिटे हमने बात यही मन में ठाने है माया भवानी सरर होलिका जले शत्रु राख में मिले हमने जब जब शमशीरें ताने है माए भवानी सनन आंधियां उठे शत्रु जड़ से ही मिटे हमने बात यही मन में ठाने है माया भवानी मर्द मावड़े बड़े खुददार हैं अब हर एक दिन स्वराज का त्योहार है अब ये शीश ना झुके तेरी लाज हम रखे तेरे चरण की शपथ माँ जगदम्बे है माया भवानी तूने उसमें रोशनी भरी है दान दिया भक्ति का दान दिया शक्ति का तूने ही तो झोलियां भरी
जो भी बरसों बरसों तरसी थी आई इन होठों पे हंसी अम्बे माता तेरी कृपा से मेरे घर में आई खुशी
हम चट्टान से डटे कभी ना राह से हटे हमने बात यही मन में ठानी है माया भवानी सनन आंधियां उठे शत्रु जड़ से ही मिटे हमने जब जब शमशीरें तानी है माया भवानी हम सब मर्द मावड़े बड़े खुददार हैं अब हर एक दिन स्वराज का त्योहार है अब ये शीश ना झुके तेरी लाज हम रखे तेरे चरणों की शपथ माँ जगदम्बे है माया भवानी है माया भवानी
सावलिया, ध्यान से सुनो, ये बहुत जरूरी सुनना है। महाराज का आदेश है कि सूरज ढलने के बाद तुम्हारी जिम्मेदारी इस किले के प्रवेश द्वार पे पहरा देने की है। जो आज्ञा साहेब। और जैसे हमारे महाराज के आदेश अनुसार सूर्यास्त होने के बाद किसी को भी महल में प्रवेश नहीं मिलना चाहिए।
Savlia's happiness was seen on his face. He was on cloud nine when he heard of his revised duties.
जी साहेब, ये मेरा वचन है आपसे, मैं किसी को भी अंदर नहीं जाने दूंगा।
Savlia, without blinking his eyes, started guarding the entrance. It wasn't late when the sun slowly started setting and the closed blanket of night wrapped it. It was when Savlia heard cantering of horses approaching him. Within no time, a Sardar reached the main gate of the fort, the gate that was under the security of Savlia. As per the laws set by the Maharaj, Savlia stopped the Sardar at the gate.
रुकिए महाराज, आप अंदर नहीं जा सकते। हमारे महाराज का सख्त नियम है कि सूर्यास्त के बाद और सूर्योदय के पहले महल में कोई प्रवेश नहीं कर सकता। अरे मैं तो सरदार हूँ, मुझे अंदर छोड़ने से तो कोई आपत्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए ना। नो महाराज, irrespective of who the person is, no one is allowed to enter the fort premises before sunset.
The Sardar tried a lot to negotiate and reason out with Savlia, but Savlia was stern on his decision of following the orders given by his respected king.
अरे पागल छोरे, पागलपन मत कर। तुझे पता है मैं सरदार हूँ। अगर मैंने तुम्हारी शिकायत महाराज के पास कर दी तो वो तुझे नौकरी से निकाल देंगे। और वैसे भी अगर तूने मुझे अंदर जाने दिया तो किसको समझने वाला है कि सूर्यास्त के बाद मैं अंदर आया हूँ। तेरी भी चुप और मेरी भी चुप।
Savlia wasn't convinced with what the Sardar stated. He thought about his promise and stayed firm on his decision.
No Maharaj, no matter what you say, you can charm me with dozens of offers, but I still won't let you in. That's my final decision. अरे मूर्ख, महाराज की बात तो बाद है। I can take my sword out right away and kill you. Maharaj, I'm a Maratha. If you wish to fight with me, I'll fight you back. Even if I have to lay down my life while protecting this fort. But till I'm alive, I won't let you in.
This just made the Sardar more furious. He got down from his horse, pulled his sword after the scabbard and approached Savlia. Savlia took his sword out as well. He was ready to fight the mighty Sardar. Now, it doesn't go the way you thought it would. The Sardar stopped midway, the arm holding the sword in the air. He changed his posture completely.
अरे पागल, मुझे पहचाना नहीं, मैं ही शिवाजी महाराज हूँ।
Confusion was written all over Savlia's face.
महाराज प्रणाम। मगर महाराज, नियम यानी नियम। Even if you are mighty Shivaji Maharaj, I cannot let you go inside the court before sunrise.
On hearing this, Shivaji Maharaj smiled and went away. He spent that night in a nearby village. The next morning, Shivaji returned to the fort and Savlia let him inside. That Sardar was Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The Maharaj ordered Savlia Tandel to present himself in the court of ministers. Before Savlia could reach the court, the word from yesterday's incident spread like a forest fire in the fort.
Savlia didn't let the Maharaj enter in his own fort.
He's an absolute idiot. It was my wrong decision to let him guard the main gate. I feel bad.
He made the Maharaj live in a village for a night. Shame on him. God knows how Maharaj will punish him.
Savla arrived at the court and stood before the courtyard and Maharaj. He had already considered himself
his head was hit low.
Saura, were you the one guarding the main entrance of the fort last night?
Yes, Maharaj.
Now, do you believe that I'm Chhatrapati Shivaji? खुद शिवाजी महाराज को जिसने अंदर आने से मना किया, उसे क्या सजा सुनानी चाहिए तुम्हारे विचार में?
महाराज, आपका ये उसूल है ना कि एक बार नियम बनता है तो हर किसी पर लागू है। उस नियम का पालन सभी को करना है, उसका कोई अपमान नहीं। मैंने तो आपके नियम का पालन करने की ही कोशिश की है महाराज। फिर भी आप खुद महाराज हैं, आपको जो ठीक लगे वह सजा मुझे मंजूर है। शायद मैंने आपको रोका, ये गलती हो ही गई मुझसे।
नहीं सावड़ा, तूने कुछ भी गलत नहीं किया। मुझे तुम पर नाज है। तूने जो किया वो बिल्कुल ठीक किया। खुद शिवाजी हो तो उसे भी नियमों का पालन करना होगा। इस नियम का तूने सबके सामने उदाहरण रख दिया है। सजा तो छोड़ो, मैं तुम्हें बख्शीश देना चाहता हूँ।
Chhatrapati Shivaji removed a gold bracelet from his wrist and gifted it to Saurya. This was yet another story of our honest and ambitious leader, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
छत्रपती शिवरायांचा त्रिवार जय जयकार, त्रिवार जय जयकार. 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 देशाचा अभिमान हे राज, देशाचा अभिमान हे राज. धर्माचा संरक्षक राज, धर्माचा संरक्षक राज. शाहिराचा बाळक राजा, घडवी देशोगात, घडवी देशोगात. छत्रपती शिवरायांचा त्रिवार जय जयकार, त्रिवार जय जयकार. छत्रपती शिवरायांचा त्रिवार जय जयकार, त्रिवार जय जयकार. हिंदवी स्वराला जे तोरण, हिंदवी स्वराला जे तोरण. बांधूया गाजर समरांगण, बांधूया गाजर समरांगण. आई भवानी प्रसन्न होऊन देई साक्षात्कार, देई साक्षात्कार. छत्रपती शिवरायांचा त्रिवार जय जयकार, त्रिवार जय जयकार. छत्रपती शिवरायांचा त्रिवार जय जयकार, त्रिवार जय जयकार.
But if there was a sword in the hand of everyone, it is the willpower that establishes the government.
Freedom is boon which everyone has the right to receive. When you are enthusiastic, the mountain also looks like a clay pile.
Do not think your enemy as weak, but do not
हासिल करने के लिए कितना भी परिश्रम, कोई भी मूल्य क्यों ना हो, उससे चुकाना ही पड़ता है।
Each person should get an education because during the war, the thing cannot be achieved by strength. That can only be achieved by knowledge and tricks, and knowledge comes from education. एका गालावर मारल्यावर दुसरा गाल पुढे करणाऱ्याचे आम्ही नाही. आमच्या राज्याची ही कोण आहे? अन्याय करायचा नाही, असहनीय करायचा नाही. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. यहाँ तक कि अगर सभी के हाथों में एक तलवार है तो भी वह इच्छा शक्ति है सरकार को स्थापित करने के लिए.
प्रदीपचंद्र लेख्यव वर्धिष्णु विश्ववंदिता शाहसनो वर्षविशेषा मुद्रा भद्राय राजते. These are the words from the Raj Mudra, the royal emblem of Shivaji Maharaj Maratha Empire. The meaning of this Raj Mudra is as astonishing as it sounds, and it goes like this. The glory of this mudra of Shahaji's son Shivaji Maharaj will shine grow like the first day moon. It will be worshipped by the world and shine only for well-being of people. We learn why he was named the People's King. He united many kingdoms to form the Maratha Empire and wage war against the cruel rulers of India. His valor made rulers terrified. He was intelligent enough to overcome any situation. I end this galaxy by teachings learned from the life of Shivaji, the great valor.
Good morning. The students of the primary have portrayed Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj beautifully. Let me tell you some lesser known facts about him. He was a great strategist. He had the capacity, the capability of winning wars even with limited resources at his disposal. He introduced guerrilla tactics and raiding warfare skills when he captured the Torna fort. Through his incredible strategies, which the enemies never saw coming, he could manage to overcome his enemies. He mastered the guerrilla warfare. He knew every important geographical advantage and disadvantage of the areas that he defended. Attacking in small groups and outfoxing the enemies were the qualities he mastered through hard work and dedication. He honored women more than any other king. He captured numerous territories during his reign. He never imprisoned any woman living in the forts that he had won. He ordered his army to always be respectful to every woman, irrespective of her religion or lineage. A secular king he was. Throughout his rule, he attacked and defended various armies. He was fierce in his ways, but he never attacked any religious place. He respected all religion and believed in the coexistence of people with different beliefs. Many of his trusted warriors were Muslims. He was a noble and a merciful king. He was respectful even towards his enemies. He never raided the homes of people in the areas that he attacked and captured. Moreover, he accepted the surrender of various kings and even negotiated terms to ensure a peaceful end to conflict. He had his daughter marry a converted Hindu. A secular king was respectful of other religions and at the same time was proud of his own. He had his daughter Sakubai marry Mahadev, the son of Bajirao Naik Nimbalkar, who was converted to Islam by Aurangzeb. The aim behind the ceremony was to help Bajirao return to Hinduism and stop forceful conversions. Father of the Indian Navy, Shivaji was probably the first king in the region to understand the importance of reigning supreme on the sea. His naval force played a major role in protecting important forts from several attacks. He helped Aurangzeb conquer Bijapur. He maintained peaceful relations with the Mughals. Now I'm going to tell you a story of Hirkani, which made Shivaji name a Buruj after her name. Hirkani lived near the famed Raigad fort situated near Pune. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had seized the fort and turned it into its capital in 1674. The fort sits on top of a hill in the Western Ghats and massive walls protect it from all sides. A sheer drop on one side seemed protection enough. Who would climb up or down the dangerous, precipitous, steep hillside? The village sprawled at the base of the hill, and the daily merchandise needed by the people living in the fort was supplied by the village. And every day, the fort gates, which opened at dawn, would shut at dusk, and the rule dictated that the gates would not be opened for anyone till next morning. Like everyone else, Hirkani would also stand in the line at the main gates every morning. She was supplying milk to the fort. One day, it so happened that she got delayed and the main gates were closed. The soldier in charge of the gate refused to permit her to go out, to go back home. Hirkani had left her small baby at home, and the mother's heart was longing to go back to her baby. She expected that the baby would be crying, waiting for her. Now what would she do? The mother in her made her climb down the dangerous hillside in the dead of the night. She was severely shaken, scratched from the harrowing journey, but she managed to reach her baby. Next morning, she was back at the gate to supply milk. And the soldier at the gate realized that she was the one who was not permitted to go home the previous evening. So he took her with him to Shivaji. And Shivaji found out what had made Hirkani go back home. So he heard her story and looked at the scratches on her hands and face. And instead of punishing her, he praised her bravery and immediately ordered for the construction of a wall on that vertical drop and named it after her. The Buruj still exists, and so does the tale of Hirkani. While Hirkani did not have magical powers, what she had was the mother's will to get to her hungry child. The courage displayed by Hirkani proves that when you desperately want to do something, you get the energy and the willpower to do it. So when you want to do well in the examinations, children, don't think of Hirkani, but think of how she managed to reach her baby, and along the same lines, work hard and do well in your examination. I congratulate all the students and the teachers on this excellent show. God bless and thank you.
एक टूटता हुआ तारा नजर आता है, एक टूटता हुआ तारा नजर आता है। बादलों के पीछे दिल मिलाता है, बादलों के पीछे दिल मिलाता है। चमकीले आसमां में अपनी चमक ढूंढे है, चमकीले आसमां में अपनी चमक ढूंढे है। चमक 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 भूल जाता है, टूटता हुआ तारा नजर आता है। टूट कर जमीन पे कभी कांच सा बिखर जाए, रात की सतह पे कभी धूप सा निखर आए। आंखों में सपनों का भंवर, आंखों में सपनों का भंवर घूम रहा डगर डगर, आंखों में सपनों का भंवर घूम रहा डगर 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 को दिखाता है, डगर 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 को दिखाता है। टूटता हुआ तारा नजर आता है। संकटों के पथ पर भी पग पग जो बढ़ता है, आग में भी तप कर वो सोने सा चमकता है। साए में धूप मिले, साए में धूप मिले उसको भी लगा के गले, साए में धूप मिले उसको भी लगा के गले। धीरे 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 आगे चला जाता है, धीरे धीरे आगे चला जाता है। एक टूटता हुआ तारा नजर आता